on the makeup of that 6 billion. You're referring to Appendix 2, but we don't seem to, I don't know whether members you've been able to see it, because if you had a visibility on Appendix 2, we would have been able to see the breakdown. The Appendix 2 referred to. As you get the answer, Senator Gataya can go on record.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Senator Mwanda Gataya, Tharaka member of this committee.
Okay, could you just point us to Appendix 2 so that we refer to it as a governor response?
Chair, what I can confirm is that it was affecting several revenue streams.
No, do you have Appendix 2 here? Because I've just seen an appendix with prior year issues. I've not seen the Appendix 2. It would have been very useful to see how that 6 billion was broken down. Because if there are things like silos, collection in lieu of rates, those ones we know that there are problems. But if they are just the normal rates, there has to be a process for write-off, a process for waiver before they are dropped from the financial statements. Auditor?
I can confirm we are not seized of that particular appendix, but what we verified was several revenue streams. And maybe the governor can clarify on the makeup of that.
Yeah, because the problem is that if you don't have the schedule, the governor will start describing, and this is a mathematical session. So we should spare him the pain of describing what the 6 billion entails if you had that schedule. But Governor, may respond.
Without any pain, 6.7 billion is actually from land rates. The rest is split into all the other. The 0.2 is split onto all the others, including business permits and the rest. There's a lot of issues that have been raised, and I don't know, because I know that they're going to be coming up in subsequent questions, like the issue of the company that we were able to put into place.
The revenue collection system. We can deal with it substantively when we come to that matter.
I seek your guidance. It is up to the way you will guide me, because the senator had raised it, and I wanted to just. But this is one. I want to give Amanda off here. There's nothing like we want to do any wipe off. When we say historic and the likelihood. Again, there's also legal provisions where if something is as old as 6 years plus, two, there are some of these things that we have tried to be able to do. We even went ahead and tried to even get on board debt collectors for this. There's a lot. When you're running an institution like this, Chair, there's a lot. One of the other things that we, and I think that is going to be the only way out for us to be able to properly verify on these particular matters, is once we have the proper digitization in place. Because the digitization is going to go hand in hand with the GIS map, and it is going to now pinpoint exactly this property is here and this property is here. You will realize the last digitization that was done for these particular records was probably, so that last attempt that was done to even digitize these records was probably, was it 20 years ago? And then the way the system and technology then, the way it was, if an error was done, instead of an A, an I was put in, everything reads differently. And that is the reason why the digitization that we want to do, mapping it out and putting it together with the GIS lab to confirm and fix every single piece of title like a jigsaw puzzle. That is the only way that we can be able to sort these problems. I agree with
Governor, just wind it up so that we go to the numbers.
I agree with the senator,
some of those issues
the way
are in
he
the
said
report.
that the senator raised, he didn't raise, but he stated a statement of fact that when a subdivision is done, the county government is the one that does the issues the necessary certificates. But then now again, it is a manual process from us because even after you've done the subdivision in the county, it does not necessarily mean that titles have been issued already. So right now we have to do a manual process of sending our people to the Ministry of Lands, confirming what are the new titles that have been put in. Right now we're in the process. We're struggling, but we're getting there on issues of sectional properties as well.
Okay, let's go to the numbers. Let's go to the next matter. But we are exiting by giving guidance that receivables from exchange and non-exchange transactions must be fully disclosed. And I think we are agreeing here that that disclosure, that correction can only be done at the end of the subsequent financial year. Auditor General, isn't that the treatment?
Yeah, that's very correct.
And we are also saying that there should be no write-off, no waiver, without following the provisions in the Act and in regulations.
By all means.
Fine.
Chair, now that you have ruled, I think we just move on because, that's a basis for qualification. And we have been referenced to Appendix 2. That Appendix 2 is not available. So all we are doing here is just narrative. I mean, what are we saying? So you have referenced Appendix 2, which would have helped us to look at the figures and deal with real numbers.
Chair, just to add on to what Senator Wua said, maybe we needed evidence of effort to recover this money. You put up a notice, for example, of waivers. We need that in our appendices, effort to recover that money. And also we need to see the figures in terms of when the default was committed and whether we had a task force, having an effort to get this money paid. Did we write to the Assembly, maybe to have the waivers maybe sanctioned? All those.
Senator, I want to restate it.
Governor,
there are no waivers.
Order, Governor. Let the Senator just conclude.
Just evidence of that effort.
I could also give some guidance on even on how to respond on that. Because I think what the auditor has cited is inaccurate receivables, actually more or less non-disclosure, isn't it? Otherwise, it would have been long outstanding revenue arrears. So let me guide so that we go to the next issue, which talks about budget versus realization, and we go stream by stream. And this conversation, I think many of the questions are going to be answered. So, Auditor, let's go to your next issue, which is budgetary control and performance. And Senator Wambua, I agree with your frustration on the absence of Appendix 2. I think we will deal with that internally.
Thank you, Chair. Budgetary control and performance. The statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts reflects final target revenue budget and actual amounts on a comparable basis of 6,930,655,697 and Kenya shillings 4,880,829,952 respectively, resulting in under collection of 2,049,825,746, or 30% of the budget. The under collection affected implementation of planned activities and may have impacted negatively on service delivery to the residents of Mombasa.
Okay. Usually we allow the governor to respond. I think we should do so. Read your written response, and then we will ask some questions.
Chair, the shortfall in on-source revenue was largely driven by underperformance in key revenue streams, notably land rates, SPP, market fees, physical planning and development, cess, conservancy, administration and property rent. Underperformance in these high-yield streams constrained cash availability and adversely affected the implementation of the planned programs and service delivery. The underperformance was further compounded by data and structural constraint, including the absence of an up-to-date business register, delayed updating of the valuation roll, due to ongoing litigation and incomplete land records, which affected revenue planning, billing accuracy, and enforcement. Amongst the corrective measures that we are currently doing, should I read this verbatim as well?
Yeah, I think just go through it.
Okay.
Because,
To address the identified challenges and enhance on-source revenue performance, the county has implemented the following corrective measures. Business mapping and revenue-based expansion. The county engaged a consultant to undertake a comprehensive business mapping exercise to establish an accurate database of businesses operating within the county. The intervention is expected to improve the performance of single business permits and market fees through improved identification, billing, and compliance. Digitization of our land records. In light of delays in updating the valuation roll arising from ongoing litigation and incomplete land records, the county has commenced digitization of land records and property records. This process will support the timely updating of the valuation roll upon conclusion of legal process and enhance land rights administration and enforcement. Automated revenue collection system. County continues to expand and strengthen automated revenue collection system, improve revenue capture, reconciliation and reporting across major revenue